Just after dawn on the morning of May the 20th, 1927, Captain Charles Lindbergh began to get himself ready for a flight in his plane, the Spirit of St. Louis, that was to make aviation history. He was to take off from Roosevelt Field on Long Island, New York, and fly alone, non-stop, 3,600 miles across the Atlantic to Paris. Lindbergh was the first to try it. The interest as his monoplane Orion NYP took off on its epic journey was enormous. The plane was so loaded with fuel it had to struggle to get off the ground. At best, its speed wasn't much above 100 miles an hour. Sometimes Lindbergh dipped as low as 10 feet above the Atlantic waves. But as the fuel was used up and the plane got lighter, he took the Spirit of St. Louis as high as 10,000 feet. Then, 33 hours later, at 10 o'clock in the evening, Lindbergh reported that he could see the lights of Paris at last. The whole city had been waiting for this moment. The contrast between the revelry below and Lindbergh's privations during his flight couldn't have been greater. The reception he got at Le Bourget when he landed was tremendous. Hundreds of thousands turned out to try to get a glimpse of him. So great was the crush that the two companies of French troops brought in to control the crowds were swept aside. Lindbergh's feat had won him a $25,000 prize, but the notoriety he now attracted had a sad ending. 5 years later, his baby son was kidnapped. A $50,000 ransom was demanded. The world was horrified. Even the notorious 1920s gangster Al Capone offered a $10,000 reward for information. A year later, the baby's body was found in a wood. The kidnapper was caught and convicted. But that was years later. For now, Charles Lindbergh was a national hero, a man who, by this exploit alone, boosted the cause of aviation and gained himself a place in the history books forever.